Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After months of silence, speculation, and scorched earth family chaos, Kody Brown is finally on the brink, not just emotionally, but financially, as his once sprawling empire of plural marriage, reality fame, and property investments has crumbled into dust. Bank accounts frozen, assets seized, and a court-ordered eviction from the Flagstaff mansion looming like a guillotine, Kody is out of options and allies, except for the two women he spent years marginalizing, Janelle and Meri. But in a plot twist that no fan could have predicted, the women he left behind are now the ones holding the power, and they're willing to offer him a chance at redemption. There's just one catch. He must publicly, legally, and permanently sever ties with Robyn. Not a trial separation. Not a break. A divorce. On paper. On camera. On the record. The offer didn't come from a place of revenge. Not entirely, at least. It came after a tense, closed-door meeting at a local financial advisor's office, where Kody, clearly unshaven and hunched in shame, finally admitted that he was out of money, credit, and marketable storylines. The network won't renew unless something major shifts, he confessed, voice cracking. The properties are under review, Robyn's being sued, and I'm this close to filing Chapter 13. Meri, looking sharp and composed in a tailored blazer, said nothing for a long moment. Then, in a tone as steady as a blade, she replied, "You chose her. Now live with her. Or leave her. That's your fork in the road." Janelle, ever the pragmatist, slid a manila folder across the table. Inside it, a drafted business proposal, a new joint venture featuring herself, Meri, and Kody, but only if Robyn was out of the picture. Entirely. No more shared property. No more emotional support wife. No more sobbing confessions on camera. The ultimatum was clear. We'll bail you out if you cut her out. The audacity of the move sent shockwaves across the family and fandom. For over a decade, Kody had treated Robyn like royalty while gaslighting and alienating the women who built his empire. But now, karma had turned the tables. Robyn, still reeling from her courtroom defeat and public eviction, reportedly broke down sobbing when she heard about the deal. "They're trying to take you from me," she wailed, pacing their modest rental in Sedona. But Kody didn't offer comfort. He stood frozen, lips pressed, hands on his hips, face pale as he realized he might actually be considering it. Because for all his posturing, Kody had grown addicted to the spotlight. The money. The control. And if sacrificing Robyn meant restoring some of that power, would he really hesitate? Meri and Janelle weren't playing games. They had lawyers, accountants, and producers all lined up. The proposal involved a relaunch of Sister Wives, but rebranded, revitalized, and restructured. No more plural chaos. No more secrecy. Just transparency, healing, and the raw aftermath of spiritual polygamy's implosion. People don't want the fantasy anymore, Janelle told producers. They want the fallout, the truth, the survival. And viewers agreed. Early leaks of the rebranded pitch, tentatively titled Rewritten, The Real Sister Wives, generated massive buzz online. Even TLC insiders admitted, if Kody dumps Robyn on camera, the ratings will be nuclear. And still, Kody hesitated. Because for all his ego, there was something deeply codependent in his bond with Robyn. She made him feel worshipped, irreplaceable. But now, her tears felt heavier. Her guilt tripped sharper. And her financial dead weight undeniable. "They always hated me," Robyn cried. "Now, they're trying to destroy us." But Kody, lips curled in silent rage, finally snapped, "Maybe they're just doing what I should have done years ago." The public reaction was electric. Fans flooded social media, speculating whether Kody would actually take the deal. Polls showed over 78% of viewers wanted him to accept Meri and Janelle's offer and leave Robyn once and for all. One viral tweet read, "Let's be real. Kody's only real marriage was with Robyn, and that's exactly why it failed. Time to rejoin the women who had his back when he was nothing." Memes of Meri and Janelle holding divorce papers starter pack folders went viral overnight. Even Christine, now happily remarried and watching the drama from afar, posted a cryptic Instagram story with the words, "Told ya." Eyes nail polish. And in the most unexpected twist yet, Robyn reached out to Meri privately, pleading for her to reconsider. "I never meant to take him away from you," she said in a voicemail Meri later played for producers. "I just wanted peace. A real family." Meri, ever composed, turned to camera and said flatly, "Peace doesn't mean isolation. And a real family doesn't exclude people to keep control." It was the final nail in Robyn's narrative. The fanbase exploded with applause. This wasn't just drama. It was a reckoning. By the end of the week, Kody reportedly met with Meri and Janelle again, this time without Robyn. No cameras. No lawyers. Just the three of them. "You're really serious about this?" he asked. Janelle nodded. "We'll help you restructure everything. Get you out of this hole. But the cameras roll again only if she's not in the frame." And Meri added softly, "You owe us at least that. For everything." So now, the nation waits. Will Kody choose survival over sentiment? Power over pity? Redemption over romance? All signs point to an inevitable, explosive decision. One that will define not just the next season of Sister Wives, but Kody Brown's entire legacy. Because this time, the tables have turned, and the wives he underestimated are the ones writing the script. Finally, Janelle and Meri offer to save Kody from bankruptcy, but only if he divorces Robyn. In a twist no one saw coming but everyone secretly hoped for, Janelle and Meri Brown, the long-suffering, emotionally gutted, and financially sidelined sister wives who have endured over a decade of heartbreak, betrayal, and gaslighting under the weight of Kody Brown's lopsided affections, have finally seized the moment, taking control of a crumbling empire by delivering an ultimatum that could forever change the future of the Brown family. They're willing to rescue Kody from total financial ruin, but only if he divorces Robyn. The bombshell deal, reportedly laid out during a tense, off-camera family summit held in a quiet Flagstaff Airbnb, away from TLC cameras and Robyn's hovering presence, was a last-ditch intervention after news broke that Kody's assets were frozen, his debts were spiraling, and the family's once lucrative brand was teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Sources close to the situation say that Meri and Janelle, both of whom have remained shockingly quiet for months amid Kody and Robyn's downfall, arrived with binders of paperwork, bank statements, and one shared, fiery purpose: to save the family name, but not Robyn's marriage. After years of being emotionally discarded and financially neglected, Janelle and Meri have finally found common ground, united not just by shared pain but by an unexpected weapon: leverage. With Janelle's savvy budgeting and business acumen, honed through her real estate and health ventures, and Meri's remaining control over Lizzie's heritage and assets, the two wives reportedly pooled their remaining resources, including what remains of TLC residuals and private earnings, to put together a contingency bailout for Kody, on one condition: Robyn must go. The plan wasn't about revenge, they insisted, it was about survival. For years, Kody had bankrolled Robyn's lifestyle, her lavish spending, her $900,000 home, her credit card habits, her refusal to work, while sidelining the other wives with crumbs, broken promises, and manipulation disguised as spiritual leadership. But now, with mounting tax debts, dwindling episode checks, and multiple foreclosures looming, Kody has found himself at the edge of collapse, and the only two women he once underestimated may be the only ones who can save him from total disgrace. "We're not doing this for him," Janelle reportedly said through clenched teeth during the confrontation. "We're doing this to protect our kids, our legacy, our dignity." And Meri, more steely than ever, added, "If he wants our help, he has to end the circus. Robyn has to go." The emotional standoff shook Kody to his core. For the first time, he wasn't being begged for affection or understanding, he was being told to choose. And the choice wasn't between love and loneliness, it was between bankruptcy and dignity. TLC insiders say Kody was blindsided, pacing the living room like a caged animal, accusing Janelle and Meri of betrayal, manipulation, and unchristian ultimatums. But neither woman flinched. Years of therapy, silence, and self-respect had hardened them into warriors. They were done waiting for closure or apologies. This wasn't about romantic redemption. It was about liberation, financial justice, and finally taking the reins after watching Robyn monopolize Kody's heart, time, and bank accounts. Janelle, long praised for her pragmatic view of polygamy, laid out a detailed financial recovery plan: liquidate Robyn's house, sell and used Kody pass parcels, renegotiate family LLCs, and cut off Robyn's spending. The message was clear: without Robyn, the family can survive. With her, they will drown. The most shocking moment reportedly came when Kody broke down, weeping not just out of fear of losing Robyn, but of losing control. For the first time, he was powerless, cornered by the very women he thought he had emotionally outmaneuvered for years. Meri reminded him of the countless times she had asked for emotional connection only to be ignored. Janelle reminded him of the Christmas she spent alone because he was too busy managing Robyn's drama. And now, all those broken promises were coming home to roost, with a pen, a contract, and a deadline. Robyn, who was not present for the initial confrontation, was reportedly furious when she learned what was happening. In a fit of panic and disbelief, she called it a hostile ambush, accusing Janelle and Meri of tearing the family apart. But insiders close to TLC suggest that producers had seen this storm coming for months and were quietly preparing the next season around Kody's fall from grace and the women's rise to power. Some believe the entire series may pivot into a spin-off centered on Janelle and Meri's rebuilding, as fan support overwhelmingly leans in their favor. As of now, Kody is said to be deeply conflicted, spending nights away from Robyn, possibly consulting with attorneys about the legal and financial implications of divorce. But time is running out. The financial walls are closing in. Tax collectors, creditors, and unpaid contractors are circling the Kody Pass property like vultures. And while Kody debates between loyalty and logic, Meri and Janelle have made it crystal clear: this is his last lifeline. Divorce Robyn. Sign the financial restructuring plan, or fall alone. The women who once waited years for his love are now offering him something even more valuable: a second chance to walk away with integrity, solvency, and maybe, just maybe, redemption. As word of the ultimatum spread across the Brown family like wildfire, emotions ignited in every direction, but none more fiercely than in Robyn, whose reaction to Janelle and Meri's power play was described as nothing short of volcanic. Once hailed as the savior wife, the last woman standing, the favorite spiritual partner who seemingly held the key to Kody's heart, Robyn now found herself at the epicenter of the family's implosion, not as a unifier, but as the symbol of everything that had gone wrong. Her world, built on the illusion of loyalty, unity, and entitlement, was suddenly under siege, and her once untouchable position was dissolving under the weight of her own privilege. Sources close to the family say Robyn was sobbing uncontrollably, screaming that Meri and Janelle were jealous, ungrateful, and manipulative, but the truth was clearer than ever. Robyn wasn't the victim anymore. She was the liability. In the aftermath of Janelle and Meri's financial intervention, Kody reportedly withdrew from everyone, including Robyn. He stopped returning texts. He skipped family dinners. He retreated to Kody Pass alone, pacing the rocky terrain, staring out over land he could no longer afford, asking himself how the kingdom he tried to build turned into a pile of sand. His ego was fractured, his illusions shattered, and he began to realize what viewers had suspected for years: his obsession with fairness had only ever applied to Robyn. He had abandoned wives who built his empire, ignored the emotional needs of his children, and spent years gaslighting everyone into silence, all in the name of headship. Now that crown was worthless, and even he could see it. For the first time, Kody Brown was asking himself a question he never thought he'd face. Did I bet it all and lose everything? Robyn, meanwhile, doubled down. In what insiders called a desperate act of preservation, she began contacting TLC producers behind Kody's back, demanding her own spinoff, insisting that she and Kody's kids were the only real family left. But the network wasn't biting. Ratings data showed that fans had turned on Robyn completely, blaming her for the show's decline and Kody's spiral. Viewers didn't want another sob session about being misunderstood. They wanted accountability. They wanted the raw truth. And it was Meri and Janelle, not Robyn, who were emerging as the heroines of that truth, battle-worn women who had been dismissed for years but were now standing tall in the wreckage, wiser and stronger than ever. Producers reportedly approached both women with a multi-season pitch: reclaim your independence, rebuild your brands, and show viewers what true emotional survival looks like. Behind closed doors, Meri and Janelle began sketching out plans. Not just business ventures, an entirely new life model. One that didn't include spiritual marriages or patriarchal chains. One where they co-parented, supported their children's college plans, invested in real estate, and focused on healing instead of pleasing a man who no longer saw their value until it served his own survival. Janelle reportedly told a friend, "I never stopped being strong. I just stopped performing for someone who wasn't watching." And Meri, long typecast as the forgotten first wife, finally declared, "I don't need closure from Kody. I am the closure." These were not broken women. They were architects of a new legacy. But Kody? He was unraveling. Friends described him as a man on the edge, battling shame, rage, and regret all at once. With every passing day, it became clearer. His financial ruin wasn't just about money. It was about mismanagement of hearts, and the emotional bankruptcy had finally gone public. A family court insider revealed that Robyn's house had 2 liens placed on it due to unpaid property taxes and overdue contractor fees. The walls were literally closing in, and with each legal notice, Robyn's tearful denials gave way to panic. Her dreams of being the last wife standing were collapsing, and for the first time, she was alone in the fire. Kody, silent and avoidant, had stopped defending her. TLC had stopped protecting her. Even her own children were asking, "Why is everyone mad at mommy?" Now, as the family prepares for the upcoming tell-all season finale, TLC cameras are rolling in real time to capture what might be the biggest moment in Sister Wives history: Kody's answer. Will he accept Meri and Janelle's offer and divorce Robyn to save the empire they all helped build? Or will his pride condemn him to a lonely, broke existence beside a woman the rest of the family can no longer stand to tolerate? The table is set. The cameras are waiting. And for the first time in 17 seasons, it's not about polygamy anymore. It's about truth, consequence, and the cost of betrayal.